G'day so-and-sos and welcome to my sewing room. My name is Cathy and in today's tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to make some dog bow ties, because what dog doesn't need a bow tie? Let's get cracking. Okay, here we have what we're going to need for our bow tie. We are going to need some fabric, some interfacing. If you haven't used interfacing before, it's really easy. This is iron-on. Go and have a look at the video I did on interfacing. A rotary cutter, an iron, some clips and needle, and 2 inches of elastic. So let's go through the sizing. Now I'm making this one for my dog Elvis, and Elvis could be considered extra large. So if you have a medium-sized dog, like a blue heeler, border collie type thing, scale it down 1 inch on either side. If you have a really small dog, then scale it down 2.5 inches on either side. It's pretty easy. So this piece that I'll be using today is 11 by 9, and my interfacing is the same. This piece is 2 inches by 4 inches, and then my elastic is 2 inches. Okay, and I've also got a couple of clips to help me along the way. So the first thing we're going to do is iron this interfacing on. So like I said, it's an iron-on one. So you just find the shiny side, and that's the glue side. Now I'd usually be doing this over at my my ironing press, just because it's a bit quicker. But that's okay, we'll do it this way today. So make sure that your iron is nice and hot, and then you just hold it down firmly. Now this interfacing is just going to give the fabric that little bit of stiffness, which will help give us that really nice sort of creased bow shape. So if you're thinking of skipping it, I would really recommend that you don't, because otherwise your bow tie is going to be floppy. And it's just not a good look. And then our little piece. Interfacing is really easy. Once you get your head around it and you learn the different types and what they're used for, then it really is easy, and it's an essential thing to have in your sewing room. So while we've got this piece here, what we're going to do is just fold it in towards the middle. Oh, that's hot. You can measure it if you like, but it's okay just to eyeball it. And hold it down so it gets a good crease in it. And I'll just whack some clips on that. Oh, that's hot. Hot, 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 hot. So, yep, it's going to be hot. So be careful. Okay, now you're going to take your main piece, turn it right side down. So right side is your pattern side, wrong side is the back side, in case you hear that in a pattern. So we'll fold it in half first and just get that crease mark. So we can see the middle, or you can just draw a line, find your middle and draw a line over it. And fold that in halfway. And then same on the other side. Now these are such a quick, easy, fun make, and it's something that's really cute that you can use for yourself to give your own pet. Elvis loves his. I just tried one on him and then tried to take it off, and he took off on me. He didn't want me to touch it. But I was giving him smackos too, so yeah, you can make them for yourself, or they make a really good gift if you have someone that is pretty obsessed with their pet, or they sell really well at markets. I haven't sold them myself, but we have a local market here sort of on weekends, and I've seen a few people down there. Sorry, we're just folding it in half. We're going to do the same thing. Go halfway in. Seen a few people down there selling these and the dog bandanas that I also did a tutorial on. They seem to sell really well. So then start folding this side in as well. Sorry, I got yakking there and almost forgot to tell you what to do. And then give that a really good press. So pretty easy, right? So from our main bit, we folded the ends in, ironed it, folded it in half to get the crease, and then folded those two halves in. There we go. Now, probably wait for it to cool down for a minute before I burn myself again. Turn it over, and then you can either like grab and pinch to get that sort of bow shape going, or we can fold, fold, fold. And then you have your bow shape. Pretty cute, pretty easy, hey? So what you can do now is get your needle and thread and just put a few stitches in there, or you can take it over to your machine and just put a few stitches on each of those little corner quadrants right in the middle. I think I'm going to do it at my sewing machine just because I'm too lazy to hand stitch. I'm going to be really careful to keep it as close to this edge as I can, and just a couple of stitches on each bit. So either hand sew or do it at your sewing machine if your sewing machine can handle that thickness, and I'll be back in a sec. So there we go. How easy is that? And as you can see, I just did just a couple of stitches on each side, and that will hold together nicely for what we need it to do. Now, pop that over here. We're going to get our little middle piece. So what I'm going to do is just fold that in half, right sides together, so the unfolded side. And I'm going to pop a couple of clips in there. Now, again, if you like, you can hand sew just across 1/4 inch from the end there. But again, I'm going to take it to my machine and just sew it over at 1/4 inch. Okay, let's do that. Okay, very easy so far. It's not going to get harder, I promise. And now I'm just going to turn that out the right way. So just flip that out so that seam is on the inside. Okay, get rid of my mat. Find my bow. Now what I want to do is determine which is the right side and the wrong side. So you can see that would be the right side. Sorry, I'm talking about my bow, because that side's got the open bit. So I want my seam to be on the back. So I'm going to fold up one side, and you might have to squish and wiggle because we do want it to be tight. But even if you go down like 1 inch or so, I don't think you'll need to change this centerpiece very much at all. Tuck that bit back under. Oh, Elvis is going to be so handsome. He'll be the envy of all the dogs when we go for a walk later. He does get a lot of attention anyway because he's big, so people love to stop and chat and pat and talk to him. So he does like the attention. There we go. How freaking cute is that? Okay, now for the elastic. Now the elastic is for his collar to go through. What I did before, I did with the other one that I made that so it was like that and sort of sticking out of the end, but it sort of made the bow tie flop a little bit. So I thought, okay, we'll just stitch there and there so it's a little bit wider. So this bit we are going to do by hand. As much of a fan of as I am of sewing anything by hand. If you can hear the sarcasm in my voice, because I'm just not very good at it. So just a couple of stitches, it won't take much. She says, and then fumbles it. Jeez Louise. You can see why I prefer the machine, hey? But every way I tried to do this at the machine and then get over, I just thought it was going to be a little bit difficult. But if you want to try, by all means. And I really should have got a smaller needle for that. But anyway, all right, that will do for that end. I can always add a few more later on. And get myself another knot. Yeah, these are just great little scrap busters. If you've got a heap of scraps laying around that you don't know what to do with, you know, it's something great. If you've got a little person learning how to sew, one of your kids or a grandkid or something, these are just a really good confidence builder too, I think, for someone to be able to learn how to do, because you have something really cute and functional at the end that you can go, I made that. I'm so clever. That's what I think every time I make something. Doesn't matter what I make, if it's something like this or a handbag or what, just, oh my gosh, I'm so clever. And it does just give you that confidence. All right, I'm going to call that good. By all means, add a couple more stitches if you've got a better needle sitting around than me, but there we go. So his collar will slip through that way and that will sit really cute. Let's go grab a smacko and bribe my dog to sit still and have a look. Bugger.